Hello guys, and welcome to my very first video on this channel. I'm Octopus, and here we are running our tier 8 USBB Massachusetts. It's a premium one, and we are in a division with another Massachusetts and the destroyer, the Kid. First thing first, this is my very first video, as I said, so forgive me if my commentary is not completely on point. And you know, every kind of support is pretty much appreciated. So if you like the video, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, share the video, share the channel with your friends, and yeah. Speaking of the ship, I like to run the full secondary build on this ship because the secondary armament is the key feature of this premium battleship. They can reach 11.3 kilometers of range. And if you run IFHE, as I do, you can pen 27 millimeters of armor, so cruisers like Baltimore, Buffalo, Des Moines will struggle under your secondary fire. Another key feature of this ship are the fast reloading heals, and so this is a very good tool to have, so you can support your ship if you have to brawl into multiple enemies. The dispersion of these guns is kind of trolly, so the perfect distance of engagement is like to medium to close range. The caliber is 406 millimeters. There, and you have 3 triple turrets. The shell velocity is not great really. It's similar to the North Carolina. So yeah, the shell travel time is pretty long, so you have to take a fair bit of lead when aiming. Speaking of the match, we are moving towards the B cap to support our destroyer, since the enemy team seems to be leaving the A cap. So yeah, the idea here is to cap the A cap, B cap, and then hold B basically, because the enemy at some point will have to push into B. So yeah, we will be prepared for this. In this ship you don't have to be too aggressive, because yeah, sometimes the ship could lead you into very exposed and dangerous positions because you feel powerful, but you know, things can change very rapidly in this game, so you always have to keep in mind what you are doing and where you are going to. Here I'm moving in a kind of a risky position because I'm trying to reach this central island inside the B cap so I can have some cover. Here we spot a Furious that seems to be stationary. I double tap M on my keyboard to see better his position, and I take a pot shot. And we are kind of lucky with the dispersion because we deal 30k volley on him. And our friendly Massachusetts finishes the kill. So this is a very important kill for our team, since they will lack spotting during the match, because they lost the carrier so early on. This Albemarle is stopping full broadside to the entire enemy team basically, and yeah, this is not something I recommend to do because this is what happens, so don't be that guy. So now what is happening here is that the enemy team is kind of stalled by our 2 ships on the 9-10 line, the New Mexico and the Amagi. So they are forced to give us a fair bit of broadside, and we are taking advantage of this situation as much as we can. Also, our teammates that kept A need to join us and regroup, because we will have to hold the enemy push that will eventually come. This Trento, I'm not sure what he's doing. He's reversing. I'm unsure if he's gonna accelerate or not. I'm waiting to see. but in the meantime someone blaps him for good. So yeah, and he pops his smoke. So I change target, I aim to this Massachusetts. Speaking of the ship, I think it's one of the most fun ships, because if you like to be in brawly situations and play a bit aggressive, it's the best ship in the game to do this. As the other premium secondary focused BBs from the US branch, like Georgia and Ohio. But this, since they fixed the tier 8 matchmaking, Massachusetts tend to end up in tier 8 matchmakings fairly often, and yeah, this is a very big advantage, of course. Like in this case, we are top tier, so keep in mind this is kind of the perfect matchmaking for this ship. But it's a very good ship because she can hold her ground even against tier 9 and even against tier 10s if you don't face like Yamato or Musashi's. Here I showed a fair bit of broadside and I got punished for this because I wanted to turn. I don't want to overlap with the other Massachusetts position because we want to create some crossfires. So the idea here is to go to the southern part of the B cap while our Massachusetts goes to the northern part. Here are some torpedoes. This is a bit unlucky, but yeah, we end up taking only one, fortunately. And now we go undetected, so I can go to my to my position, that is the south part of B. Meanwhile, we spot a Cleveland, which is the only radar ship left on the enemy team, so we focus fire him, so we can give our destroyer some more freedom, some more space to go around. Here you can see that the dispersion is not the best in this case. Also, Cleveland Citadel is fairly small, so it's not that easy to hit. And now we are in the best situation for the Massachusetts, which is holding the enemy from pushing a certain position. Speaking of the match, we are in a kind of a rough situation because we lost 5 ships and the enemy lost only 2 ships. The only advantage that we have is that the enemy lost the carrier, so we have much more spotting that they have. But yeah, this is pretty much the only advantage that we have right now. Isamagi is pushing full broadside. We take a shot and we focus our secondaries on him. I'm running manual control for secondary armament because I think this is a very good captain skill to use, since it boosts the secondary dispersion pretty much. The downside is that the secondaries shoot only from one side at a time, but they are fairly effective. This other one, Amagi, is basic almost stationary full broadside, and she's reversing. He takes some shots, but once again the dispersion really doesn't favor us. We only got 2 overpens out of 9 shells. On the other hand, this other Mutsu that is approaching is a very juicy target for us, because Mutsu has a very strong and big caliber guns, but on the other hand it has a very weak broadside, which can be punished very easily. And this is exactly what happens. 36k, double citadel. It's also shooting HE.
The ship is on fire.
Here I repaired the fire because I don't expect too much HE spam coming towards me. so I reverse single fire. Normally you shouldn't do that. Here I slightly misplayed because I didn't realize this Amagi was fully reversing, so I shot too forward, but it was still a 10k volley, so I'll take it. Now we are beaching and we are fully reversing into the cap. Because all the enemy ships are kind of trying to get into B, and while they do this, we should punish them for trying to taking our cap. Point wise, we are pretty even right now. Our advantage is of course that we hold a double cap while the enemy is holding only the C cap. But yeah, they are trying to contest, so we have to keep up the pressure on the enemy. This the grass moves in, but this our Martel punish him and he goes down. So while this Amagi is approaching, yeah, you can notice that the dispersion is pretty much iffy. But yeah, we don't want to run away too much from him because we want to keep our secondaries raining shells on him. So we stay below 11 kilometers, so our secondaries can do their job. Here we scored a very lucky volley because we broke permanently one of his front turret and we damaged the other one. So yeah, this is very unfortunate for him. But yeah, you will see that this RNG is gonna backfire on us heavily during this match. Yeah, and this is another damage turret plus a fire. I think this is a perma one because I think he repaired the first turret with damage. At this point we are left 4 ships against 6, and yeah, it's basically our division plus the carrier. We spot again the Cleveland, we try to take him down, but yeah, this time the division seems a little bit better, but still 4 pens for only 8k, not the best RNG for us. The one thing here I don't want to do is face this Massachusetts on a 1v1 because she has much better support than I have. So we are taking cover behind this island because we don't want to fight him yet. Our fires scored the kill on the Amagi, and this Trento goes down. This is our double strike. So with a couple of kills we managed to turn around this match, and now we have to take care of this Sinop and the Massachusetts that are the only 2 BBs left on the enemy team. So, but the one thing the Massachusetts excels is 1v1 fights, so you don't want to brawl multiple ships from multiple angles at the same time. So we take this Sinop, but notice, look at that, with his first volley he knocks out one of our frontal guns permanently. So yeah, this is a very bad RNG for us, and this is a big drawback. Also, Russian battleships are not the best opponents for Massachusetts because they have a very strong armor, so your secondaries will struggle penning their armor. You can always start fires, of course, but yeah, Russian battleships are not the best opponent to face for anyone, to be honest. At this point, sorry about that. At this point, I could play safe and wait for my kid to do the job on the Massachusetts, honestly. But yeah, to be fair, I really wanted my Kraken at this point because we have 4 kills, we have almost 260k damage, and yeah, the Kraken will be the perfect ending for this match. So I'm pushing with our 2 turrets left. So he's giving us a fair bit of broadside. We shoot at him. For a 13k volley, we angle in, so we mitigate his damage. And we go for the brawl.
Torpedoes to starboard.
At this point, I could have gone for the drive-by, to be honest. But yeah, what I thought was to secure our Kraken, secure the kill, and secure the win for our team. So instead, we are going for the ram. And yeah.
Destroyed an enemy battleship.
So at this point, our carrier has gone down, but she has still some planes left in the air. So the only thing she has to do is to spot the DD for our Massachusetts, and this will be game over. For some reasons, the planes are not going towards the middle of the cap, but instead they are going outside. Maybe he is not realizing that the D is capping A. I don't know. At this point she seems to be aware of this. Yeah, we ping on the map also. We give him some awareness. I also tap CV spot DD, please. There she is. And GG. Here are the final results. We achieved Confederate, Devastating Strike, Double Strike, Kraken Unleashed, and High Caliber. Almost 290k damage with 305 secondary hits. Almost 3k base XP, first in the team, and we also had an AFK Amagi. We tanked 2.3 million potential damage, and we absorbed almost 10k damage. We also had 1 heal left, and you can see the damage distribution. Of course, the primary guns 200k, but also 35k from fires and 38k from secondary damage, which is a nice addition. And credit earnings are not bad, to be honest. I'm not running any particular flag, so almost 700k credits is very good result. So here are my upgrades. This is secondary and AA survival. You can also run the primary gun survival, but yeah, normally you tend to lose more easily your AA and your secondaries. More tankiness, more secondaries. You can also run this for a better AA, but if you want to run a full secondary focused build on Massachusetts, this is pretty much mandatory. I like to have some more tankiness, but you can choose either of these two if you like. But if you want to go into a brawler situation, this is very useful. And final one, concealment, since this is pretty much useless. Captain skills, priority target, adrenaline rush, PFT, AFT, inertia fuse, and manual fire control for secondary armament. The last point, you can go for the additional fighter, but honestly this is much better, so you can switch shell type in the half of the time. So if you get rushed by a DD, you can switch to HE in a faster way. Also, you can try to skip this for concealment, or even preventing maintenance. Fire prevention. But yeah, I think this build works fine for me. Also, BFT can be switched for Superintendent or even basic source survivability. This is up to you. So thank you for watching, guys. This was my Massachusetts commentary. If you liked it, share it with your friends, leave a thumbs up. If you like this channel, please subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time.